Here with the Idea Closet, and we have another tutorial for our Silhouette Cameo class. This is lesson 3, and we will be making a journaling tag. Go ahead and open up Silhouette Studio, and you will want to find your tags that we made in the very first lesson. It doesn't matter which tag you choose. I'm going to use this rectangle one, but the technique that I'm going to show you will work with any of the tags or any other tag that you have in your library. So I'm going to go ahead and ungroup this and then just delete the tags that I don't need. And I just hit them and then click on them and then hit the delete button. You can also right click, come up here and hit delete. We're going to first start off with this reinforcement, and we're going to we're going to right click on it, and we're going to come up here to make a compound path and click on it. And I'll show you why I did that in a minute, but if you'll remember from the first lesson, we want to make this so that this circle is actually a separate piece, and that will make sense here in a second. So then we're going to go ahead and zoom in so that we can see what we're doing. Didn't mean to make that quite so big. There we go, perfect. And then we're going to add our text. So we'll come over here to our text tool and click on it, and it brings up the text style window, excuse me. The text that I'm chosen to use is Arial. It's the default on most settings, and it's really easy to use. So we'll go ahead and click on Arial. We're going to come down here to our text size and choose text 18 points. And then we're going to come up to our justification, and we're going to hit center. And what that does is as we type, it will center everything the next line down. So I'm going to come over here, and I'm just going to start typing, and I'm going to write, today was a good day. And then because I'm kind of going off the tag a little bit, I'll just hit return, and it puts it right back into the center. Today was Halloween. Let's see, I love Halloween. Whoops. But it is a very busy day for us. And then I could continue to write why it's busy, what we did, maybe our costumes, whatever we want to do. Now, right now this is showing up as text, and to be able to make the next steps, we need to change it as into a shape so that the computer recognizes it as a shape. So all we're going to do is click off of it and come back and click back on, and now Silhouette Studio recognizes that as a shape. Now let's say we did that and then we looked at it and oh my goodness, I spelt today wrong. So all I would do is simply right click, come up here to edit text, and then that changes that back into a text again. We don't need that, so I'll just go ahead and click it off. We're going to highlight the text, and the first thing that we will do is we're going to come up here to our fill window or the glass of water, and we want our text to be black. So I'm going to hit black, and you can see that it changes it to black or fills it with black, but we still have the red lines around it. So the next thing we'll do is we will come up here to our line color, click on that, and I'm going to choose the no color, which is this white box with the hash marks through it. And then it changes that and takes away that red line color. Now the next thing is it's still going to cut. So we need to come up here to our cut window and make sure that just the text is selected, not the tag. Hit our cut window, and everything that's in red now, the computer is going to want to cut. So with that text still highlighted, I'm just going to come up here to my no cut, and then you can see that the text is no longer highlighted. The reinforcement and the tags still have the red lines, which means they will be cut, but the text will not. Then we can just go back to our home screen. Now this is still just a little bit too big for my tag, so I could come up here to the scale button and scale it to keep the proportions. We've already talked about that, but since it's just barely hanging off, I'm just going to simply grab this corner and kind of slide it just a little bit. And then what I can do is highlight that again, come up to our line, and we're going to align it to the center. Perfect. So that tag is all ready to be done. Now let's come up to our reinforcement, and we're going to come back to our fill window, and let's see, we'll just pick orange since it's Halloween, and I've clicked on it. Now it does not fill in that middle circle because I converted it to a path. If I had just left it as it was grouped, the middle part would also be orange, but because we did it that way, it's just the outer edge. So now I can drag this over here and just line it up there, and that tag is ready to be cut out. So we will come over here. Let's actually fit to page, and now we're ready to print. So we'll come to our home page, and we're going to choose letter, of course. I'm not going to do this with each lesson, but I'll show you one more time on here. You want to come down to your cutting mat and hit 12 by 12 or letter, depending on which one you're using. I understand that with the new upgraded version that the 12 by 12 will actually be the default setting on here, not none. However, I would recommend at this time not upgrading. They're still having a lot of issues with it, so I would hold off a little bit longer on upgrading your Silhouette Studio. Once your cutting mat and your page size is selected, you will come to registration marks, show registration marks, and then just make sure that everything is inside those hash lines and the margins, and it's all ready to print. Go ahead and print it and cut it, and there is your first journaling tag. Very simple to do.